Welcome, and thank you for joining us as we give a brief discussion about the Pennsylvania SPCA and the Maddie's Fund Shelter Medicine Apprenticeship Program we are offering. My name is Bruce Graves, and I am the Forensic Veterinary Technician here at the PSPCA. Without further ado, let's get started. The Pennsylvania SPCA was founded in 1867 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we are the second oldest animal welfare organization in the country. We are also the largest and most comprehensive animal welfare organization in Pennsylvania, with 8 influential departments such as humane law enforcement, humane education and outreach, where we educate our community about animal welfare, behavior enrichment, surgery, where we offer low-cost spay and neuter options to the public, and adoptions, foster rescue. In addition to our main headquarters located in Philadelphia, we also have a regional shelter in Montour County where we house our horses and farm animals, and a satellite adoption center in Fishtown. Listed here are some of our most recent welfare statistics. In 2016, the PSPCA has performed almost 8,900 wellness visits and issued over 12,000 core vaccines through our low-cost wellness clinic. Our humane law enforcement team has conducted over 8,600 cruelty and neglect investigations, and our adoption department has found loving homes for almost 4,900 animals. We were founded in 1867 by a Philadelphia businessman determined to end the pervasive abuse of the city's working horses through the creation of state laws to protect animals. For the next 150 years, the PSPCA has been rescuing animals from cruelty and neglect, and we continue to evolve to meet the needs of the community and their pets. The PSPCA Shelter Hospital is one of the largest in-house shelter hospitals on the East Coast in terms of the number of patients that we see and treat. Since 2009, the PSPCA Shelter Hospital has treated more than 13,000 critically sick and injured animals. Our hospital even contains a separate isolation unit for animals with infectious diseases. We are also home to one of the country's most innovative forensic veterinary programs. The shelter hospital is comprised of 17 staff members, including 2 highly specialized shelter medicine and forensic veterinarians, a head veterinary technician, 12 veterinary nurses, and 2 forensic technicians. The first of our 2 specialized veterinarians is Dr. Lisa Germanis. She is the Director of Forensic and Shelter Medicine for the PSPCA, and she has been with us since 2010. Dr. Germanis has received her degree of veterinary medicine and her business certificate for the Veterinary Business Management Association from University of Pennsylvania. She has a veterinary forensic graduate certificate from University of Florida, and she was a member of their first graduating class. She is also a board member for Red Paw Emergency Relief Team. Dr. Lisa is a loving pet parent of our dog Puffers and 2 cats, Ralphie and Blackie. This is Dr. Joellen Brunich, who is also our shelter and forensic veterinarian. Dr. Brunich also received her doctorates from University of Pennsylvania. She is a member of the Association of Shelter Veterinarians and the International Veterinary Forensic Science Association. Dr. Brunich is a loving pet parent of 2 pit mixes, Jasper and Delia. Jasper and Delia were actually rescued by our HLE team and received life-saving treatment by our shelter hospital staff. The PSPCA intakes animals from different sources, and each animal is initially seen by the shelter hospital. Majority of our shelter residents come from our humane law enforcement department through seizures. This accounts for about 80% of our intakes. We receive animals from Animal Care and Control Team, aka ACT Philly, the city's open intake animal control. We also have a large transfer program where we pull dogs and cats from high-kill shelters throughout the U.S. The PSPCA Shelter Hospital houses and treats thousands of critically sick and injured animals. In 2016 alone, we have treated over 2,300 animals. 357 of those patients were treated within our isolation unit. We have seen and treated all types of animals, including horses, farm animals, reptiles, including a snapping turtle and an alligator, birds ranging from cockfighting roosters to macaws, and rabbits. Here is a picture of Elsa, a red-eared slider who was found frozen outside in the middle of winter and was rescued by one of our HLE officers. Because she was found frozen, she was initially thought to be deceased. But after dedication from a hospital staff and 24 hours of close monitoring under heat, Elsa awoke from her frosty slumber. Today, Elsa is happy and warm at a local reptile rescue. We provide essential life-saving medical and surgical care for our critical patients, routine veterinary care, and preventative medicine to all of our animals within our shelter. On any given day, we can have over 450 to 500 animals within our shelter and across our satellite and regional locations. We are one of the few animal welfare organizations capable of treating medical issues associated with severe abuse and neglect, such as emaciation, burns, broken limbs, embedded collars, lacerations, and infected wounds. Here is a before and after picture of Shirley Temple, a neglect victim that we treated at the end of 2015 that was suffering from chronic demodex mange, severe secondary pyoderma, paronychia, and more. Today, Shirley Temple is healthy and enjoying life in her forever loving home. The PSPCA Shelter Hospital also manages the quarantine and isolation of our transport animals. Animals that we receive from across the country through our transfer program are required to remain in our quarantine ward for 14 days. This is to discover and treat any respiratory infections or diseases that are not found within our local population. Our quarantine facility is located in a separate building behind the main shelter, and it contains 6 different quarantine wards, each with their own air supply and air circulation system. For those who are interested in joining us through the Maddie's Fund Shelter Hospital Apprenticeship Program at the Pennsylvania SPCA, listed here are the 5 primary objectives that we will be diving into. We want to bring you into our hospital to learn procedures, protocols, and tips that you can immediately implement in your shelter when you return home to help increase your life-saving capability. The first of our objectives that we will be teaching you during this apprenticeship is controlling and preventing infectious diseases in a shelter environment. This involves quickly identifying sick animals, discovering efficient and cost-effective ways to treat for a wide range of infectious diseases, and creating protocols and policies to minimize risk to your population. We will be going over performing an intake exam on every animal that enters the shelter, showcasing how intake exams are the foundation for preventative medicine. More importantly, performing these intake exams efficiently on a large scale. oftentimes we find ourselves intaking 20 to 30 animals at one time from a humane law enforcement seizure or transport. We want to be able to examine these animals quickly and effectively without missing anything. Daily rounds are crucial for population management. Rounds are short meetings where all of the vet staff come together to communicate about the patients within our hospital. This is a great opportunity for your shelter staff to come together and review the condition of each patient, communicate changes in care, and share tips to help make treating a particular patient easier. Within shelter medicine, communication between your staff is extremely important for your employees and animals under your care. During this program, we will include you into our daily rounds to showcase the benefits of communication in an ever-changing hospital. We also do what we call a shelter walkthrough. This is when one or two hospital staff walks through the shelter and checks on every animal within our population for early signs of disease. To ensure that your shelter population remains healthy, you'll want to place a pair of eyes on every animal, looking out for common diseases such as recurring upper respiratory infections, ringworm, gastrointestinal parasites, and more. The last thing we want is for illness to go unnoticed and progress to the point where more expensive care is needed to treat the animal. We'll show you how effective it is to spend 10 to 15 minutes each day to perform a walkthrough. Actually makes a difference in keeping your residents happy and healthy. We will also give you tips and protocols for life-saving procedures that you can implement as soon as you return to your shelter. We are talking about blood transfusions, feeding tubes, parvo and pan-loop treatments, just to name a few. And they are easier and more cost-effective than you think. No 2 days are the same, and sometimes we have to learn as we go. Just like shelters across the country, we have to balance providing necessary life-saving treatment to our patients while maintaining a tight budget. Creativity and resourcefulness is a powerful tool to have, and it will help you power through the most daunting obstacles. For example, before we had an oxygen cage for our patients, we used duct tape and saran wrap to seal the front of a cage to provide enriched oxygen air to those in need. The PSPCA shelter hospital is often a fast-paced and highly stressful environment, but every day you are making a difference. Not only are you making a difference for those four-legged lives that come through our door, but also for the families that are looking for their next pride and joy. As you can see, by looking at this chart, the number of patients that we treat at the PSPCA continues to grow. And we recognize that the need for shelter medicine across the country continues to grow. Through the Maddie's Fund Apprenticeship Program, the PSPCA wants to give you the opportunity to see what makes our hospital one of the best in the nation, to spread the knowledge about the ever-growing field of shelter medicine, and to improve the life-saving work that we all do across the country. I want to thank you for your time to learn about the Pennsylvania SPCA and the Maddie's Fund Apprenticeship Program that we are offering. And we are looking forward to your applications for this amazing opportunity. Thank you and have a great day.